Is there anything in life better than beer? Well, when it comes in a 1 pint can, there is. This is an Arbor 00. It's a Session New England IPA. Massive can. Is it going to be a massive taste? Check out the review to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today I'm quite excited because I am finally going to drink one of these beers from Arbor Ales. This is another Bristol brewery. Seem to have quite a few Bristol breweries this month. And the thing is about these beers is that I'm holding this up. I feel like I need two hands because it's a pint can. You know, we used to 440ml cans. If you're lucky, the likes of Daya and I think it was Rivington and Malt Garden, we've had some 500ml cans, but this is a first. 568 mils, that's in old money, a 1 pint of beer. So cracking. £3.80 as well. Great value for money when you think how much more beer's in this than your normal 440ml can. But obviously, it won't be worth it if it tastes disgusting. So let's pop this can open, get it into a glass, and we've got a big pint glass today, and see what it's all about. So a Session New England IPA. I don't think that's something that we've really had before. It's not something that's quite common, and that's why I think when you see the big can. So I love New England IPAs, 4.2%. So to me, that's, you know, if it tastes good, I can drink loads of this, and it's in a massive can, so I don't feel too bad about it. So beer in a glass, we've got this sort of, I'd say sort of yellowy orange. It's not quite straw coloured. It's got a little bit more of a dark, more of a sort of orangey yellow colour to it. 2 fingers of pretty much white compact head. Let's get some aromas. Oh, that smells great. Big pineapple sort of aromas there. And then you've got citrus fruits, lemons, limes. And then there's a sort of slight whiff of grapefruit there as well. It's exactly what you want from a New England IPA. It's got a nice haze. You know, it looks like it's got a decent sort of body to it. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, pretty nice. To me, it tastes like, I mean, I always find that when you get a Session IPA, it's almost like a pale ale, because it's a little, obviously, pale ales are usually a little bit lighter, a little bit lower in alcohol. 4.2%, usually pale ales aren't usually that low. There's a lovely pineapple sort of flavour that runs through this. It's got a very sort of soft, nice, easy drinking mouthfeel. It tastes quite light. You know, you drink it and you know that it's fairly low in alcohol because it tastes a bit light. But you're still getting a lot of those sort of pineapple, lemon, lime. There's very little bitterness. You get a little bit of sharpness on the back end from a sort of grapefruit, but it's quite subtle. Pretty good though. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say about it. It's a typical New England style with a soft body. You're getting those sort of lemons, very lemony and very citrusy. Bit of pineapple, the sort of little pockets of sweet pineapple coming in. And then that rounds off with a sort of a grapefruit flavour, but you're not getting that overly tart or sharpness on the back end. You're just getting a nice grapefruit flavour. And the fact is, you know, I've drank half of it and then I'm pouring it back out again. And I'm getting almost like another pint's worth. Looks pretty damn good. I think that looks pretty good in the glass. I think the can artwork, although it's quite simple, the green sort of matte finish on that can is quite striking, and I think it's, you know, makes you want to pick it up. What's it got in it? It's got Citra Mosaic, you know, 2 of the big stalwarts of a New England IPA. It's a very good beer. Let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for the big pint can of Arbor 00. It's a Session New England IPA, coming in at a reasonable 4.3%. So, pretty, low on alcohol in terms of craft beer, certainly low, but full of flavour. But we'll start with aroma. Well, as soon as we poured it out, we got a very nice, it smells like a New England pale ale, New England style IPA. Pineapples, citrus, grapefruit, they're all there in abundance, and it's a very nice smelling beer. So I'm giving it 13 for aroma. Then the appearance. Well, for a session beer, it's got a nice yellowy orange cloudiness. The head, you've got a nice little head there. You can see the way it coats the glass. I think it's pretty damn good. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 for appearance. Flavour wise, well, you can get a bit nervous when you see 4.3% New England Session IPA. You think, is it going to taste a bit watery? Is it going to taste, the flavours are not there? But the flavours are there. Similar to the aroma, it's a very typical New England IPA. You're getting that sort of pineapple up front, but then there's a lot of lemons and limes and citrus, very fresh, zesty, fresh citrus flavours. And then it's sort of rounded off with a nice sort of grapefruit flavour, but it doesn't have that sort of bitter. Sometimes you get grapefruit with a little bit of bitterness, or it can be a little bit tart, it can be a little too sharp. But this is it's just nice. And although you can tell it's a lower in alcohol, you're still getting lots and lots of very nice fruit flavours. And you're getting a whole pint of it, so that's even better. So for flavour, I'm giving it 34. It's I've had better New England IPAs, but I've had a lot worse, and I think it's just got a really nice, very drinkable sort of flavour to it. The flavours are there and they're solid, but without being, they don't overdo it. They don't make it. It's not too hoppy to make it like, I don't know if I can drink much of this. It's a Session New England IPA. And, if there's a beer that I would like to drink on a session, it's I love New England IPA style. So just getting a session of it, great. I still think that I've had a few pint cans of that, I'd soon know about it. But flavour 34 then, value for money. Well, it's a pint can of beer and it cost me £3.80. Even in supermarkets, you can be paying £3.50, £4 for a 440ml. It's pretty good value for money. I think, you can't go wrong. I'm looking forward. This is the first. We've got 3 different Arbor Ale beers. They're all in pint cans. All their beers are in pint cans. Value for money for this one, I'm giving it 9 out of 10. I would have given it 10, but the fact that it's a lower in alcohol. So we'll see how the other ones are, which are more sort of, more higher in alcohol, but the same sort of price. In fact, some of them, we've got some that are a little bit cheaper than that. So 9 out of 10 for value for money. And then my overall experience of this beer, well, it's a really good, drinkable, sessionable beer. We don't get that many sessionable New England IPA styles. I do find that a lot of session IPAs, they don't really do it as much for me. They usually go, they're more a traditional sort of IPA. They don't have that sort of refreshingness of a pale, but they don't have the body and the flavour of an IPA. It's almost like they're in this sort of no man's land. But this is quite nice. If you told me this is a New England style pale, then I would have said, yeah, that's exactly what it tastes like, because there's a lot of flavour there. It's got the same sort of body and sort of softness that you'd expect from a New England style. It's pretty damn good, and it's very drinkable, and it's great it's in a pint can. It's the sort of beer that, there's nothing wrong with this beer at all. And it's got enough flavour to keep you interested, but not overly not got too much strong flavours that makes you want to drink more than 2 or 3 of them, sort of thing. So I think that's pretty good, and that gets the overall experience score higher at 16 out of 20. Now we took those scores up, and I'm pretty happy to announce that Arbor Ales makes it into the Iron Maiden beers. It's an 81 out of 100. It's the heaviest of heavy metal. It's not that heavy because it's 00. a Session New England IPA. But it's a good beer. It's a pint can. Wonder why more breweries don't do pint cans. Let me know in the comments if you can think of another brewery that does craft beer in 1 pint cans, because I can't think of any and I've not seen any. But until the next one, you know what we're going to do. Keep on rocking.